Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for May 2025. Let me begin by teaching you how to calculate your personal year number for the year. We do this by adding the day and month of your birth date to number 9. Why number 9? Because 2025 adds up to 9. So once again, we're going to add the day and month of your birth date to number 9. Let me take the example, 28th of March, and let's add that to 9. So that would be 2 plus 8 equals 10, plus 3 for March is 13, plus 9. That actually equals 22. The next step of the process, if you end up with a double-digit number, is to add the double number together, the digits in the double number together. So for 22, we would add the 2 and 2 together. 2 plus 2 is 4. Therefore, whoever's birth date is the 28th of March is in a 4 personal year for 2025. Let's take another example. Let's use the birth date, the 12th of May. All right, so we're going to add that to 9. So we would go 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 9 is 17, 1 and 7 is 8. So therefore they would be in an 8 personal year. All right, add the day and month of your birth date to number 9. If you end up with a double-digit number, keep adding those numbers together until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9. And that single number between 1 and 9 is your personal year number for the whole year. Let's begin with the forecasts now for personal year number 1. You guys are in a year of new beginnings. Your whole purpose of this whole year is to create a whole fresh start, a whole new you, a whole new life, a whole new environment. It brings new ideas, new mindsets, new experiences, new circumstances, new opportunities. For the month of May, however, you are in a 6 month, and that is because we take the 5 for May and we add it to your year number, which is a 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. So that means for the month of May, there is going to be a very strong focus on domestic responsibilities and the home. A lot of activity going on around your responsibilities, being there for those who need you, a strong focus on the relationships in your life, whether that is with your parents, with your children, with your partner, with your friends, cousins, any family members. For some, it's friendships, it's neighbours, it's work colleagues, clients, people in the community. It is about people in general, but you tend to find in a 6 cycle that it is a lot to do with the people you interact with and the relationships that you deal with mostly in your day-to-day life. So one of the key lessons or experiences that can crop up in a 6 is it's asking you to be responsible and to fulfill your obligations, to do the right thing for those that may need your assistance, to be the shoulder to cry on, to offer a helping hand, to, even though you would prefer to do your own thing and put yourself first, that there are going to be times where you are going to be needed, and to be of service without expecting anything in return, to come from the mindset of being that selfless servant. How can I help you? What can I do for you? What do you need from me? What can I give you? How can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I assist you? It's really important that when you're in that position, you do it from a genuine space of wanting to be of service rather than, this is such an inconvenience to me. I just wish that I was doing something I'd rather be doing. We would all rather be doing things for ourselves sometimes, but most of us are here to learn how to give and not take, and to learn how to be a selfless servant, to genuinely want to be of assistance to other people. So Put extra effort into your relationships, into the home, domestic responsibilities, things to do around the home, the garden, pets, animals, all that sort of thing. And I wish you the very, very best. Let's move on now to personal year number 2. You guys are in a year where, it's slow and steady wins the race. It can feel like a very slow-paced moving year. Sometimes it feels like there's delays and feels like things just aren't happening fast enough. Sometimes it may even feel like nothing's happening, but behind the scenes, things are shifting and moving. You just need to be patient, surrender, and trust. Also a year to focus on your emotional and mental stability, to work on yourself from within. Try not to procrastinate. Understand you might be emotionally sensitive. Try not to overreact. Put things in perspective. Work on your inner self and getting your emotional and mental self in alignment. Now, for the month of May, you are in a 7-month. And that is a strong focus on your personal development, your self-awareness, self-improvement, self-examination. Make sure that you have space and time for contemplation, to think and go deep. Who am I? What are my limiting beliefs? What is holding me back from being and doing what I would like to do in this life? What are my blocks? What are my triggers? Where are my wounds? Where do they stem from? How do they show up in my day-to-day life? What is holding me back? So do that as self-examination. Create the space and time to work on it. Stay away from as many distractions as possible so that you free your mind. Don't distract yourself so that you are not downloading the aha moments and the divine ideas and inspirations and answers that will filter their way through to you if you're asking the big questions. Also a time to focus on strengthening any spiritual relationships, your relationship with source energy. Great time to study, learn, anything under the umbrella of mind, body, spirit, especially health and well-being. Learning anything in general, it's a good energy for that, but it's also, most importantly, make sure you spend some quality time in silence, contemplation, and alone time if possible, time in nature. Time to ask the big questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What's the meaning of life? And uncover the secrets and mysteries of the universe and find whatever it is that you believe is the creator, whatever you believe is source energy, and develop a relationship with it. That is the key to all happiness in life. I leave that with you and I wish you a wonderful month. And let's move on now to personal year number 3. You guys are in a year where it's really a time to get out and about, to be more of a mover and a shaker, to have some fun, to get outside your comfort zone and to be creative, artistic, express yourself, let the world know you're here, but have fun. More importantly, it's about having fun, to recognize what makes you happy in your life and at the same time understanding what triggers you, what makes you unhappy, and what steps need to be taken to minimizing those unhappy experiences, unhappy moments. For the month of May, you are in an 8-month, and that means there is a strong focus on money, business, and career. So for some of you, there will be money to be made, abundance to be achieved and gained. Some of you, there will be losses. It all depends on what you've got in your life purpose and your rest of your numerology chart for your destiny and what you're here to work through and what your life lessons are as to what's exactly the kind of things that can happen for you with that 8 energy of abundance and gains or losses. But for most people, it's adopting an attitude of abundance where you can get to the mindset of money comes to me, money comes, money goes. I always end up on top. The universe is abundant. I always attract what I need. I'm in the right place at the right time. Things work out for me. For some people, there will be more expenses and monies to be spent or lost. Some people, there'll be opportunities and gains. Some people will be looking at career changes, some things beyond your control, some changes, some opportunities for development, and some people it's nothing to do with money and business and career. For some people, it's about learning the laws of manifestation and how you can manifest the things that you want. Also being aware of you manifesting what you don't want because you are focusing so much on a mindset of lack or dwelling on what you don't have or worrying about what might go wrong all those sort of things are still the law of attraction. It just depends on which side of the fence you're on and where you direct your attention. Now, you also need to know that this is also a month to focus on self-empowerment. So for some people, it's about learning how to take back your power, how to be secure, how to be courageous, to be strong, and to be in alignment and to feel like a whole person without having any need for anything outside of yourself to cause you to feel complete. Your completeness and wholeness comes from within. Some people may be looking at overpowering people or situations or overcoming fears this month. Number 8 is about empowerment, strength, and courage. Money, business, and career and manifestation. So I wish you a wonderful month, and I leave that with you. And I move on now to personal year number 4. You guys are in a year that is all about learning how to build a solid foundation, to create a very strong vessel, to create within yourself, to also create a strong foundation in the physical around you. The physical meaning, it could be in your health and your well-being, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your psychological, emotional, spiritual well-being. Some people, it's creating a great, strong physical foundation in your home life and your career and your finances. Some people, it's also learning how to handle restrictions and limitations, and feeling that you're held back, feeling like you're always challenged, feeling like something always crops up and you can never quite achieve what you're trying to achieve. You know, number 4 is the energy of slow and steady wins the race. It is not a fast-paced energy where everything's going to fall in your lap. It's an energy about being persevering, being persistent, consistent, dedicated, committed, disciplined. All right, cross your T's, dot your I's, don't give up. See the light at the end of the tunnel, even when there's no evidence of it being there at all, and learn how to build a soul with stamina through limitation. Now, you are in a 9-month for May, and that is a month of out with the old to make way for the new. What behaviors and outdated beliefs need to be let go of? We want you moving into a whole fresh energy now, where you are in a more positive mindset, where you see the world as your oyster. There are new opportunities out there for you. But in order for you to manifest them, we need to clean your closet. We need to get rid of all of those limiting beliefs. How do you get rid of them? Well, the first step is to recognize what they are. So you are going to do a bit of work going within, evaluating and asking yourself, what are my limiting beliefs? Where do they come from? How do they show up? How do they present themselves in my day-to-day life? Are they even real? No, they're not. They're an illusion. How do I override them? You know, there are many ways to do that. There are many programs out there, many systems out there that will teach you how to reprogram your limiting beliefs. You know, Google it and see what comes up. Go on YouTube, how to overcome limiting beliefs, and watch what comes up. You will definitely find what you're looking for when you put that question out to the universe. Help me to find what is holding me back, and help me to find the guidance I need to overcome it. So whatever you need to let go of in your life, whether it's friendships, hobbies, a job, moving house, clothing, items, things you don't need, downsize your life. Also, resolve any outstanding issues and problems. Forgiveness is huge in this vibration. Let bygones be bygones. Leave the past in the past. Let things go and move on and move forward. I wish you the very best. Have an amazing month. Now let's take a look at personal year number 5. This is a month of progress, movement, and change. You know, you will always be in harmony with the the personal month the universal month that we're in is a 5 as well, and you are in a 5 year. So you get double the energy of that. This is an energy of change, all right? This is a year of change where anything can happen, and it usually does. So be prepared for things to come from left field, and make sure that you're always adaptable and flexible and able to go with the flow, whatever presents itself to you, whether that be a challenge or whether that be an exciting new opportunity. You know, always be prepared to pivot and adjust yourself accordingly. You are in a 1 month for the month of May, and that is a great combination of numbers. You've got a fast-paced energy coming at you this month. It's opportunities for new ideas, new projects, new friendships. For some, a new relationship. For some, a new career opportunity, a new friendship, a new connection, a new opportunity to earn more money, a new opportunity to reinvent yourself, new opportunities, fresh breath of fresh air. It's also an energy of green light, moving forward. Let's go, 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 go. Get in the driver's seat of your life. Take control and be proactive. Get out there, make things happen. Don't wait for things to come to you. This energy is saying, go out there, take the world by storm, be proactive. It is a masculine energy. Masculine energy is proactive, action orientated. It's a doing energy. It's also a very powerful number for manifestation. Get to know the universal laws, the law of attraction, the law of manifestation. Use it to your advantage and start visualizing, start believing with 100% certainty that you will attract what it is that you need, that you will be shown the direction to take, and that everything will present itself to you so that you are in the right place at the right time and everything simply just works out for you. So take a look at your life and saying, what do I need in my life? What new mindsets do I need to adopt? What new action do I need to take? What new projects do I need to start? Where am I going? How am I going to get there? And how do I start? That's where the mindset that you need to adopt for this month of May. I leave that with you and I wish you a fantastic month. We're moving on now to personal year number 6. And that is a year where there is a very strong focus on the domestic home and domestic responsibilities and duties and obligations, as well as the relationships in your life, especially the close relationships that you have with friends, with partners, with children, with family. For some, their relationships with the people they spend most of their time with are work colleagues. Others, it's members of the community. Some people, it's clients. You know, some people it's neighbors. Some people it's pets, animals. And others it's the home, the garden, everything that needs to be done around the house. You know, there is strong need for you to build up in that area, and opportunities and lessons will present themselves in those areas for you this year. But for the month of May, you are in a 2-month, and that is going to heighten your sensitivity and your emotions. So you probably will feel a little bit more emotionally sensitive than you normally would. And this is a good thing because it's designed to highlight what your thoughts, what your feelings are, so that you can get a handle on what is holding you back, what you're holding on to, what is causing you to overreact, what your fears are. But also, if your emotions are heightened and you're in an alignment and you're in a positive mindset, you can really attract the things that you want by tapping into those positive feelings and having an open heart coming from your heart center, experiencing a feeling of connection, wholeness, and oneness, and radiating that emotion out to the universe and being in alignment at all times and attracting all the goodness to you on a day-to-day basis. You know, the 2 energy is also asking you to work on the relationships in your life, to be more cooperative, more understanding, more forgiving, more open, more loving. And this is also being that way towards yourself as well as other people. Some people may experience some emotional, pain, heartaches, growing, teething processes where you are moving from one state of being to another, and in order to move and make that transition, it may trigger you first. It may cause you to feel certain ways so that you can readdress issues of the past, so that you can be aware of what emotional blocks you might have, and they have to come to the surface. How do they come to the surface? By being exposed, right? And then you dig deep, you do that examination, you get to the bottom of it. You understand, you consciously become aware of what's going on, you make peace with it, you adapt to it, you embrace it, you release it, and then you move forward. Leave that with you, and I wish you a fantastic month. And we're going to move on now to personal year number 7. You guys are in a year where it really is about creating space and time in your day-to-day life for self-examination, for personal growth, self-improvement, to expand and build upon your relationship with source energy, whatever it is you believe is the higher power. Do some exploring in that area. Build upon it as a relationship. In fact, it is the only relationship in your life that is the most important. Your relationship with source energy and your higher self is your most important relationship in life. And the quality of that relationship will bleed and filter through into the relationships of everybody else you have in your life outside of that. That's where your source of power is. That's where your strength comes from. That's when you are connected to source energy and you are plugged in, tapped in and turned on. You are in a high frequency. And that high frequency can do anything from improving health to creating opportunities in your life to helping you to be in synchronicity on a day-to-day basis in your life where you are in the right place at the right time. You attract solutions to problems, all sorts of things. So that stems from your relationship with source energy and uncovering the secrets and mysteries of the universe. That's the 7 year. But you need the space and the quiet time alone for all of that knowledge and wisdom to filter down through. You need the space and time to study, to learn, to read, to do an online course, whatever it is, so the answers can come. But for the month of May, you are in a 3 month, and that is going to cause you to be a bit more expressive, outwardly expressive, a bit more social, a bit more extroverted than you normally would be. It is suggested that you be a bit more social, that you might express yourself through writing, journaling, creating, inventing, working on projects, anything artistically creative, as well as having conversations and speaking your truth and ironing things out, saying what needs to be said. But at the same time, it's also most importantly about learning how to create more fun and more joy in your life, because the positive feelings of happiness and joy are some of the highest vibrations and frequencies that will help you raise your overall vibration. Gratitude is a great place to start. I'm so grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am so grateful that I am here living another day. I'm so grateful. And if you just pay attention, you will find many, many things to be grateful for that can start to help create joy and happiness in your life. But energy flows where your attention goes. And so if you're only dwelling on what's wrong and what you don't have and what makes you unhappy, you will manifest more of those feelings, more of those experiences, because we attract what we focus our attention on. So the 3 month is asking you to focus your attention on what is good and what is right and more joy and happiness to attract more of it. And hopefully to continue doing that anytime and all the time outside of the 3 month. So I wish you a wonderful month and I leave that with you. Let's move on now to personal year number 8. You guys are in a year of learning about manifestation and the law of attraction so that you can be a powerful, positive creator. You are learning how to become more self-empowered, to be courageous, to be strong, to not allow yourself to be disempowered by other overpowering people or through fears, addictions, bad habits, limiting beliefs. It's also an energy of money, business, and career, and learning about adopting an attitude of abundance. There can be a focus on business, money, legal matters, property, business deals, all that sort of stuff, and jobs, pay, losses, gains. For the month of May, however, you are in a 4 month, and that 4 month is all about doing the work that needs to be done to achieve the goals that you have in mind. So this is a busy month of head down, bum up. Get the work done. Try not to be distracted. Try not to stuff around, wasting time. Commit yourself. Dedicate yourself. Be persistent. Persevere. Do the right thing. Work hard. Don't sit on your ass doing nothing, thinking it's all going to land in your lap. Take action. Cross your T's. Dot your I's. Be serious. Be committed. Step up to the plate. Do whatever action needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want it to be. Do what needs to be done. If it's your health that needs improving, come up with an action plan. How can I improve my health? Improve my diet. Get some exercise in. If it's a mental mindset you need to create, start thinking positive. Start recognizing your limiting beliefs and overriding them, reprogramming them. If it's creating a stronger physical foundation in your material world, working on your career, working on, if it's finances, start saving, downsizing your spending. Look at what you can sell. Look at ideas and how you can generate more income, how you can bring more things in and spend less. You know, if it's a home, some people have to literally work on their domestic home, building away, chipping away, doing the work that needs to be done to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Some people it's studying. Everyone's circumstances are different, but the mantra for you this month is working hard. I can achieve my goals through consistent and dedicated effort. Now, I leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 9. You guys are in a year where there is a strong focus on out with the old to make way for the new. This is the last year in a 9-year cycle, and therefore it is a time of endings. It is a year, as you move through this year, it will become more and more apparent as the year goes on, that it's all about letting things go. Whether you're letting go of things you've outgrown, such as friendship, a relationship, a job, a home, a hobby, a project, a period of study. But for some people, it's none of those things. Some people, it's actually outgrowing and letting go of a limiting belief or a problem or an issue you've got with someone or a perception of how you were done wrong in the past and you've carried it around your whole life or for many years and you just can't let it go. Now's the time to let it go. Maybe it's someone you can't forgive or a circumstance or a misunderstanding or a misfortune that's happened to you, that you label yourself by that you build your world around that thing, and now it's time to just let that thing go and create a clean slate. Create a more positive, happier life where better things can come. But the better things can't come unless you let go of the misfortune that you've still been hanging on to. Forgive, accept, let go, move on. Move forward into new territory. Let go of what no longer serves you. Also a great time to be forgiving towards yourself, to have an attitude of oneness. We are all connected. We are all one thing. To be generous, to be a self-serving, to be there of service of other people, a selfless servant. How can I offer assistance? What can I give? What can I do? How can I help others? It's not about what we can get, it's about what we can give, and start moving into that territory. So I leave it now for the month of May. You are in a 5-month. This is a month of change. You know, it is a month of progress, movement, and change. And, you know, you are always in harmony with the universal month and year, and you get a double dose. So this is a month to, again, what needs to change? What changes do I need to make in my life to be happier, to improve my circumstances? For some people, those changes and endings will be beyond your control. Some people, it'll be things you didn't even see coming. But the key is to adapt as quickly as possible and let go of what was and readjust yourself to the new reality, to your new circumstances. So be adaptable and flexible and learn to pivot. Learn to believe that whatever presents itself to me, I can handle and I will make the most of it and I will thrive in that environment. This is an opportunity for me to be happier than I've ever been in my life, regardless of how it appears at the time. To see a light at the end of the tunnel and say, it may not look that way now, but I'm heading for great things. Things are working out for me. This is exactly as things are meant to be. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and this is exactly how it's meant to roll. Everything works out for me eventually. I'm always in the right place at the right time, and all my needs are taken care of. You want to adopt that kind of mindset? And if there's anything adventurous you can do this month, whether it's a change of scenery, learning something new, doing some new things, traveling, taking a little adventure, a little day trip somewhere, whatever it is, something new, give it Go for it and shake things up and get that excitement and adventure in your life. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you in June. Bye.